Hey, Steve, I just want to congratulate you on 20 years of serving the church. I cannot believe it's been that long. I remember when you started with My Flock. I remember our very first conversation about it. On our way, we were driving with a group of leaders, a group of elders to El Paso, Texas, to talk with, to be in a meeting with John Maxwell. And you started sharing these ideas about My Flock, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, that's genius. And it was so cutting edge at the time. And you have continued to make a difference. It made a huge difference in our live church, changed our ministry, everything about what we do, being able to connect with people. It really propelled us forward. And then ultimately, I'll never forget the conversation standing right here in the hall next to my office when you told me about streamingchurch.tv and how you were getting ready to start that. And again, it has been a tool that we've used in great ways, and I know you've made a huge difference in other ministries. Be encouraged. I'm honestly grateful to have you as my friend over the years, and so excited that you've made 20 years, and I can't wait to see what the next 20 years has in store for you guys. God bless.
Hello, Steve. This is Pastor Adams from Faith Baptist Church in Coram, New York. Congratulations for 20 years for the Streaming Church TV. We want to say to you that we have been blessed for over 15 years with your ministry, and we pray that God would continue to bless you for many years to come, because Streaming Church TV is certainly a blessing to thousands of people all over the world. God bless you.
Hi, Steve. Paul Bellows here. 20 years. That's incredible. It's a real sign of success when you can run a business for 20 years. I think the world of you, and you should know that you're a real professional in every way. And you're driven, kind, and innovative and smart, and you put a real good team together. And I just think you have everything it takes to be a very successful entrepreneur. You're also a real gentleman and a fierce competitor, and I love that combination. So congratulations to you and your team, and when you're ready to move on and sell that business, let me know. I'm sure we can find a great buyer and make you some more money. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Take care. Bye.
Hey, Steve. Congratulations on 20 years in business and your well-deserved success. Your hard work and perseverance is incredibly inspiring. What an accomplishment.
Hey Steve, it's Nathanael. You hired me as a web designer when I was 14 years old, and that's crazy. Nobody hires 14-year-olds for web design, but you did, and I learned so much because of it. What started out as web design became full stack development. It became database design. You bought me a smartphone so that I could learn mobile app development. By and large, you paid my way through college, and today I'm working as the lead developer on 2 different projects for the Department of Defense, thanks to you. You gave me the tools I needed to succeed. You gave me the technical expertise, the professional development, and more than anything else, the opportunity to grow professionally as a 14-year-old. And most people can't say that. Thank you so much for taking that risk. Congratulations on all that you've accomplished, and I am so glad to see you doing well.
Congratulations, Steve. 20 years. Hard to believe. Thanks for being the best boss ever.
I remember it started so simple for my story where I engaged with you, and that was just a video on a page. And that was a step forward from where we had been you were just recording it on a small camcorder. Well, it's amazing how far we've come with technology and how you can serve churches now in such a vast and global way. It's been really amazing, and you really deserve congratulations, and here's to the next 20 years.
Hey Steve, happy 20-year anniversary. That is such a huge milestone. I was about 6 years old when you started serving churches, so who knew all these years later that I would be a part of the team? I think it's very impressive that not only have you led the company for 20 years, but you also built it. So you're an engineer, you understand the back end, you understand how the systems run. And I think that's very rare for a CEO to be that technologically minded and have that much expertise in the way that their company actually works, especially their tech company actually functions. So that is something that I've always been very impressed by. I'd also like to thank you for your mentorship, especially as I've been kind of transitioning from marketing to full stacks development. Your expertise and your guidance has been just incredibly helpful. And also in the past 2 years of being a part of the team, it's been very interesting to see just how much churches really need the type of technical expertise that streamingchurch.tv offers. And here's to another 20 years.
Hey, Dad. Just want to say congrats on 20 years in the business, and thank you for bringing me on board for part of it. Working with Streaming Church is where I first started to learn how to code, and I'm still coding today, and it's great. I'm really glad that I had that skill. I had a great time spending the summers working with you, and eating lunch every weekday. Now that I'm working from home, I still buy the same California Pizza Kitchen pizzas and the Marie Calendar chicken pot pies, and I'll eat those for lunch all the time. So aside from teaching me valuable skills, you also helped open up the door for more career options out of college for me, which I will always be grateful for. So once again, congratulations, and here's to another 20 years.
Hey. So I worked for my dad multiple summers. I worked summers from my senior year of high school into the freshman year of college, and then I think after my freshman year of college into my sophomore year of college. And working for him was great. I mean, going into college to start, I don't think I had an idea of what I wanted to do. And I think after working a summer with my dad as he taught me HTML, Perl, PHP, all that kind of stuff, I basically figured out I wanted to do computer programming, and I'm doing software engineering ever since then. So it was really cool. I still remember the first thing he had me do while working for him technically, which was just to learn what was learn how to make a web page and figure out and do whatever I wanted to do with it. So I ended up making an Avatar: The Last Airbender website. And I don't know if it's still on his servers. I'd like to go try and find it, but I don't know if it ever really went public anyways, but I'll never forget making that. That was definitely my first assignment for him. And, he was a great boss to us over those 2 summers, the various other, kids that would work with him as well. But one of the best things I remember about him that I know I'll never get from another employer again is although he gave me, probably a too nice hourly rate anyways, he said if I worked more and more, like to 4 hours or 8 hours or anything close to what a regular human should be working at a job, he would get me like some insane raise, some scaling pay the more I worked. So I don't think I'm gonna get that deal from anybody else I work for ever again. And I don't think I took advantage of that deal like I should have when I was in high school, maybe a little bit too lazy. But he was just a great boss figure as well as a dad. And gave us great assignments, cool stuff, and didn't just, give us small stuff. Had us really help and make big changes on, big features. And although it had him having to help us a lot and maybe fix some mistakes, it was awesome. And it's the reason why I probably do software programming today. He likes to pretend like some of that stuff we worked on, he still maybe uses, like the phone apps and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if he uses any of my, pre-software before learning how to actually do it days, but he likes to pretend like he does. So he's a great boss. 20 years of doing this stuff for him, man, that's crazy. I'm super proud of him, brag about him all the time to everybody that I know. So good work, man. Good work.
Hi, Dad. Congrats on 20 years of online business. I know firsthand how huge of an accomplishment it is to grow and sustain an online business for that long. It's an inspiration for me going forward. Working for you over this summer when I did was a great experience. I didn't realize how great of an experience it was until I got my first job. It helped me realize how fulfilling working for yourself versus someone else can be. Now that I've started doing some working for myself, I also realize I can bring much higher highs, but also much lower lows than working at a traditional job. Congratulations on persevering through 20 years to bring the company to what it is today. You inspire me to hopefully build something as impressive as you have built. Congrats, Dad. I love you.
Hey, Dad. Congrats on 20 years with JSL Solutions. Pretty crazy to think about where it's come over 20 years, you know, from My Flock to Extreme Youth to everything in between there, and streaming church, Church App Live, and the other thousands of other stuff. It's pretty crazy to think of all the people that you've helped over the past 20 years, all the ministries, and not only that, but also the staff and everybody that's worked for you. Just a lot to soak in over that whole 20 years. So I just want to say congrats. I'm sure I'm going to be using a lot of the skills that I've gotten from you, not only from the computer side, but the leadership side and how to run businesses. And I'm super proud of kind of everything that you've done. Yeah, but super excited to see what the next 20 years of JSL Solutions has in store. And again, congratulations. Happy 20th birthday to JSL Solutions.
All right. So it's been 20 years that you have been working on My Flock, streaming live, whatever you want to call it, live streaming, sorry. And wow, we've been through a lot, from doing mailings and seminars to you making money in the middle of the night while you're sleeping. So what can I say about this? You have got so much determination and stick-to-it-ness that I so admire. I know when we first got married, you were an entrepreneur type, and one of your goals was to be able to quit Raytheon and have your own business, and now you have. And I think through all of this, you have really inspired the kids to work hard, and that you can get what you want if you work hard at it. And I think you have inspired Tyler to be an entrepreneur, and I think they see that that it's important to work hard and to go for your dreams, even though they aren't all entrepreneurs and maybe don't want to be. They do know that working hard is where it's at because of you. And all these years, you have never given up. There have been times when you lose a bunch of churches who cancel on you and it gets you down, but you keep going. You never stop. You've had this dream and you just keep going. And it's been evident that God has had his hand in this as well. When you wanted to do this on your own, but were a little afraid to quit Raytheon, I believe that God made it so that Raytheon sort of made it way too easy for you to quit by, one, you didn't enjoy what you were doing. Two, they shut down your group. And then three, you got to have special, whatever they did for retirement, that you could get added years and make it so that you could retire with all the benefits that you need. So I just know that God has blessed you in all of these things that you have done. And I know that there's been times, like, again, where churches will quit on you and you'll be like, oh no, I don't have enough free trials. And then comes the pandemic, where you have more trials than you know what you could do with, and had to turn people away. And still, all the terrible things that happened, you still stuck with it. You trusted in God that things would work out, and they did. And I am so proud to be your wife, and I know your children have learned so much from you, and I know that you'll continue to go as long as you want with this project, because you have the determination, the go for it, the creativity to do this, and you have your faith in God that he will provide all that you need. So just want to say I love you, and I'm so proud of you. Here's to another 20 years.
Hi, Steve. Well, it certainly has been a real privilege and an honor to work for you and with you all these years. I do remember when you first started the company, I was in Kansas starting a church about the same time, and we had the privilege of using MyFlock. One of the first churches to use it. Really helped what we were doing in Kansas, and did for many years. And I think what impresses me the most in these past 20 years is, yeah, the company and all the people we've reached and worked with and helped, but the things that your children said and your wife said. To me, that's what really counts the most. And that's really a true definition of who you are. You're a good businessman, but you're even a greater person. Reminds me of a quote from Billy Graham. The greatest legacy one can pass on to one's children and grandchildren is not money or other material things accumulated in one's life, but rather a legacy of character and of faith. And you certainly continue to do that. So again, thank you. It's a privilege. And thanks for putting up with my nonsense. So happy birthday, and also happy 20 years. And I'm looking forward to the years ahead.